Welcome to my channel, Living Linux. In this video, I'm going to show you RebornOS ARM on the Phytium D2000. The Phytium D2000 is quite a rare machine, but it has 8 ARM cores and a Radeon GPU. And I've been able to boot like Debian, Ubuntu, Fedora on it. But I was also interested in getting a Arch-based distro working on it. And in the past I asked the Manjaro team, but yeah, they said they were looking at it. Things didn't progress that fast. So that's why I ended up with RebornOS. So they don't have an official UEFI image, but they gave the suggestion to get the virtual machine image and write that to a USB stick or SSD. And that's what I did. So there is a tool to convert a virtual machine image, qemu-utils, to a raw image, and you will need the qemu-image tool for that, which is part of the qemu-utils. And you can just start it and then say convert, and then it's the image, the source image, and the output raw image. So let's see if we no. If we can find well, here it says package not found, but at the moment this image of RebornOS is not fully working yet, but let's just say so here you can see the package qemu-utils, and it should contain the qemu-image program. And when I converted it, it's converted it to an image of, from the top of my head, 42 gigabytes. So you do need a lot of storage, and actually it looks like the partition is something like 42 gigabytes, but I think it only has, like, let's just say 2 gigabytes of content, and so 40 gigabytes is just the empty part of the partition. But when you convert it, you still end up with something like a 42 gigabyte raw image. And that raw image you can write to your USB stick and then boot from it. So here we can see we have the RebornOS kernel, and when we look at the details of this CPU, you can see it's Phytium and it has 8 cores. So yeah, it's not really optimized yet, but just to give you an impression. So when we go to 5,000 fishes, we end up with something like 30 frames per second. But we also have to keep in mind that this is Firefox, and usually with Chromium you get some better performance. And yeah, from the top of my head, with Fedora 37 we got a much better performance, because this looks like similar performance to the Rockchip RK3588. And as I mentioned, I also asked this in the Manjaro forums, and for a long time they didn't have a EFI image, but it looks nowadays that they do. So perhaps somewhere in the near future I will try the generic EFI Manjaro ARM image, and let's see if that is any better. So, but it is, as I said, something for the future. And I also tried AetherSX2. So I downloaded the app image, and yeah, trying to start it. Let's see. Yeah, it's giving me an error that libfuse SO2 can't be loaded. So what you can do is add this option, appimage-extract. Well, I already did that, so I'm not going to do it here again. But that will extract the contents of the app image into this directory, squashfs root. And you can just start it with the app run. So I already set it up. So it's OpenGL. I also tried Vulkan, but that didn't work. So we'll stick with OpenGL. And I've set it to 2x native. And I hope you do hear the music from the game. So this intro renders without any problems, and it also looks quite smooth. It's reporting 60 frames per second. And yeah, worst case scenario, we can always drop back to the original resolution. So, but this is just a quick impression of RebornOS ARM on the Phytium D2000. Yeah, so at the moment we have to work with the qemu-image, which is actually meant for virtual machines, but you can also use it directly after you convert it. So we'll see what happens. And as I said, in the future, I will also have a look at the Manjaro EFI image. So that's all for now, and I hope to see you again in my next video.